What's good, guys? It's your boys here. So today we're going to be looking at the Tether dominance chart to see where we're currently at, and also set ourselves up for alt season using the crypto total market cap trendline support and resistance zones that I've conveniently drawn out for you. So let's take a dive into the Tether dominance chart. Before doing so, actually, I just wanted to point out this tweet that I put out a couple of weeks ago where I'd based it on Crash's material. Ultimately, what you need to know is two very key components about this chart, which is if the chart goes up, investors are swapping their coins, their alts or Bitcoin, their crypto into Tether. And inversely, when the chart goes down, investors are confident. So they're now swapping their Tether greedily into the alts. And that's generally when alt season takes place. So as you can see, I've put chart 1, September 2020 to May 2021, which was around 8 months. There was just manic price action where it went from 4.89% down to 2%. So people are swapping their alts. Sorry, people are swapping their Tether into alts. And as you can see there, 4.89%. And then around this 2% level. And if you look at the Bitcoin chart, it very much goes hand in hand with where that occurred. And look, as you can see here, I've still got those arrows there. So where are we right now? We're actually higher. We're actually higher than anticipated. So we're at a 5.4% level. So we've just retested this as support. I know this generally, inversely, if we were looking at it, would be resistance, right? But we want this to come down for alt season to progress. So within this zone, this is a really key zone. Like if this doesn't go into the 5.63 to 6.18% zone, this could act as a major line of, well, support, resistance, whatever you want to call it in this inverse manner. And so we could potentially see alt season take place from here. Like we could just bounce here and then come back up and then bounce. And then finally, when the elections take place around, I think in the US, it's November time, this could just go full berserk mode like we saw here, right? Like from there all the way down to here where, January was the first take profit, March, and then probably April or May was the last take profit. And so we could see a similar thing here where if we stay within this region, we could come all the way down. And remember, the bottom was around 1.91%. I'm not saying that's dangerous, right? But each their own. Where you should be taking profits, in my opinion, well, there's this historic trend line, support trend line here, this yellow diagonal trend line where we continuously bounce off it. And so I'd want us to see us break it and then come into this purple zone and then start taking profits from anywhere below the purple zone, because this is where we're getting dangerously close to the previous Tether take profit zone. So anywhere within, I guess, 3.17 all the way down is where you want to start taking some types of profits off the table. And so that's my update on the Tether dominance chart. Again, if we go up, we could still see a huge violent move down. And you got to remember, like, this is 4.81, I think it was, down to around 2%. So in terms of percentage wise, we're looking at what? 2.87% resulted in Bitcoin flying from, I don't know, like 10K to 50K in the first leg. So very similarly, we could see if we just saw one full leg down, even to like 3%, that would be what, 2.41% from here, a chunk off. We're basically seeing Bitcoin go from, I don't know where we're at today. We're at 57K all the way to maybe 90K, 100K. And guys, that's violent. That's super violent for the first leg as well of the take profits, where you'd want to be taking some types of profits off the table, that is very violent for us to assess. Now, we'll keep monitoring the tether dominance chart as we go along, and we can then foresee what will happen when we get closer to the time towards September, October, November, where I predict we'll be closer to alt season. So now is the accumulation range. Right, in terms of the total crypto market cap, this includes all crypto assets, including Bitcoin and Ethereum, and currently sits at a 2 trillion market cap. We're nowhere near our all-time highs, but as you can see from the previous 2 cycles, we formed trend lines, or near trend lines, shall we say, that I've picked up on, and kind of support trend lines as well, where maybe in the future this might be a good zone to accumulate Bitcoin, for instance, depending how low Bitcoin goes in the future. Like some people say it'll never go below 30k or 40k. I don't know is the honest answer. But we can potentially see how this holds up as a support trend line in the future. For now, you're not really worried about that. You're worried about where are we going in the bull cycle? Where am I taking profits? And if I'm looking at this trend line, we could see Bitcoin conservatively going to a $4 trillion market cap, if not a $5 trillion market cap by March 2025 to, December. So this is just a basic chart I formed. I don't think I've seen anyone do this or make this just yet. But in the same way that the tether dominance chart will give us a signal, I think this will give us a great signal as to where Bitcoin will go as an asset. It's ultimately, we're including all alts here as well, so I should take that into account. But from the all-time high, 3 trillion, if we, nearly double that, and I'm not saying this can't even break that trend line. Yes, it can. I'm not even disputing that. But historically, if we've gone from a 500, 600 billion dollar asset that has 1,200, let's say has gone to 1,800, 2,400, 3 trillion. That's a 5x from the highs here to here, and I wouldn't put it past Bitcoin to go to a 2x, so a $6 trillion asset by December. If it stays within this trend line, for all I know, it could break out and go to $7 trillion, including all cryptos. But I'm just thinking that Bitcoin will hold the majority of the market cap valuation for all cryptos. And so that's just one chart that I've been looking at. And similarly with the I've not done it with the total 2, but total 3, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. This one's also a solid chart. So if we look at the highs, $350 billion market cap, let's say it's 3x'd to go to like a 1.1. If that 2x's to a $2 trillion market cap, it's now holding up at 2 potential support and resistance lines that I've drawn. So here's the support level and here's the resistance lines. And I think we can see ourselves getting into this box here. And again, this is just my theory. I'm not saying this is correct. I'm not saying this is right. But I feel that correlated with the tether dominance, wherever that goes, this will naturally be correlated and aligned to go in that same motion. We need to look at realistic take profit targets. And a lot of people may be even more bullish and say it's going to 3 trillion because it's not including Bitcoin and Ethereum, and Casper's going to do this, and Floki and Brett and all this are going to do that and contribute to so many different billions to this $1 trillion market cap valuation. They could be well right. I could be well wrong. But at the same time, we want to set ourselves up for realistic targets when we're in here, and we can start taking profits when we're in here, in this box here. And remember, you want to leave this crypto market with something. You do not want to leave this with nothing. Rewind what I've just said and listen to it 3 or 4 times again. Do not act on emotion. Like, I'm sure all of us have seen the Wall Street cheat sheet chart, which is ultimately, once you're in euphoria and blah, blah, blah. Trust me, a lot of your natural instincts are, we're going to go higher, and everyone's so bullish, everyone's bull posting the fuck out of everything. That's when you need to, and it's hard, but if you start now and psychologically set yourself up that I'm going to take profits here, I am going to take profits here, you're not acting on emotion as much as others will be. And remember, others who are greedy, people are going to dump on them, because imagine people are taking profits up here once we've bought round here and here where we're at right now, and people are buying crazily up here, but you're exiting, as well as so many other whales. Like, a whale only needs to put in, let's just say a whale needs to put in 5 million, 10 million. And if it 10x's, it's 50 million, it's 100 million. Why on earth do you think they're going to hold on to 100x for the sake of a small 10x win on something reputable? Like, think about it. These are the guys that are making the markets move. They don't need to be as greedy as us. And once they exit the market, remember, all of those people selling are going to cause mass liquidations of leveraged longs that are continually like, yeah, Bitcoin's going, also going. Like, you just need to have emotions in check at this point here. Thankfully, we're at this point here where I can tell you right now, like, you need to have a game plan. You have to have a game plan going into this. Otherwise, you're going to get caught with your arse hanging out, your butt cheeks all red. Like, it's just not viable. If you're on my Telegram and you're watching this video and you're on my Twitter and you're following everything that I teach, it's always patience and perseverance. All you need to do is have patience here. Hold on to your spot. Hold on to your leverage longs. And then once we get to these zones, take profits. You don't want to be the person that continually tells yourself, yeah, it's going to go high, it's going to go higher. It's a facade. You're living in dream world. That's not going to happen. You need to literally pop that bubble off the fairy tale and get to grips with what's going on here. That it's time to sell. We're going to be getting out of this market now. You've made whatever gains you've made, and you need to get out without any rashes or any wounds. And so, yeah, coming back to where I was, I know that's a full-on rant, but I do care for the people that are following me, because I don't want them to get shafted. We're looking at the tether dominance, and we're looking at the total free and the total market cap valuation, and we're going to see where we land within this purple zone. In this purple zone, that purple zone, and finally this purple zone. All correlated. Set yourself up. Write yourself a journal or some kind of diary or something, even on your notepad in your iPhone, just to remind yourself that once we get there, stop being so greedy. Again, don't sell as well either too early. Like, you don't want to sell around here. Why would you want to sell around here? 4%. Like, that's way too early. You don't want to sell here. I've done the research that in my thesis, and again, you can agree, you can disagree, you can take it on the chin, or you can, make your own version of it. These are the levels once we get past this purple box, or in the purple box, if you really want to be conservative, we want to start taking profits. Okay, guys, I hope you really enjoy this, because I've put a lot of time and effort into doing this tether dominance and obviously the total market cap valuations. So appreciate any like